we've got the 64-bit server mergers coming up on the 15th. You're going to be able to move all of your account stuff by using the /pack command to move your stuff from the 32-bit servers to a destination server, which is 64-bit. There are 4 of them: Cormyr, Moonsea, Thrain, and Shadowdale. Of those servers, it seems like there's a healthy mix of people going to all of them, so we'll see what happens with that. But what we're going to talk about right now is what we all need to do to get ready for this move in real time. So I am in the game right now on Sarlona. This is my main account. That's my main tune right there. And I'm going to go over, I made a list of all the different things you want to check off. We won't spend a lot of time on each point, but I'm just going to give you guys like everything that I think is super important to pay attention to as you plan to wrap up your 32-bit server time and move it off onto a 64-bit server. There is a really good link that the DDO SSG put out on the DDO website about what to do, and so we're going to go over that, and we're going to go over some other stuff. But the first thing I want to talk to you guys about for this move is regarding a bug that was posted. They found the bug, and I think this is a reason why it was delayed from the 9th to the 15th, but that's just speculation. But the bug basically involves the universal trees. So I'm going to read the bug to you, and this is the #1 priority. You want to do this before you move if you qualify to get this bug on your account. If you earned or access to an enhancement tree, universal enhancement tree like Vistani, Falconry, etc., prior to moving, you have to reset it completely. Do not reapply points to the tree, otherwise the character will be inaccessible after the transfer to the 64-bit server. What does that actually mean? That means that if you didn't buy these universal trees, so you can see these trees, if you bought like the collector edition, the universal edition of the expansion for like Sharn, you would have received Inquisitive. But if you only bought the base edition, the only way you can get Inquisitive is if you go to Sharn and do all the quests and then turn in your favor, and that unlocks the Inquisitive tree. That is the person who would get this bug. If you did not purchase Inquisitive and you earned it in-game and you have points in the tree, what you need to do before you move is reset all the points. Basically, like if I didn't own Fadark, I wouldn't move my main until I reset this tree, and then I leave it. I do not put points back in the tree until I move this character onto the new server, and then once it's there, once I've unpacked it, once everything is good, then I could re-add the points in this tree. This is super important to understand because they have come out and said, if you do this, if you move, if you qualify, if you don't own these, if you earn them in game, and you keep points in these trees, when you move to the 64-bit server, you are no longer going to be able to access the character, meaning the character itself will be locked out. Now, they'll probably have some sort of ticket system set up for people who get snagged by this, because I'm sure people will. Cordovan has a response. His official response was the number of players who only have the enhancement tree from favor is a subset of people utilizing the tree, whether by individual purchase or by expansion purchase or whatever, but for a short time this will be the case. Once the initial dust settles, the first rush of transfers, we expect to offer further guidance which will resolve the issue at no cost to you in DDO points or money. So they're planning on fixing this issue, whatever it is, whatever's going to be the solution for it. But for now, the first part of preparing for the move is if you did not buy these universal trees and you are using them, you do not want to pack up and move a character that has points in the tree. You want to blank the tree and then move, and don't put points in the tree until the character is unpacked and on the new server. And that's it for that, right? So the next thing that we can talk about is that SSG is increasing the number of character slots every account has. They gave out a code. The code is 100 slots. That's all caps. If you haven't claimed that code, it's free. It'll add 100 shared bank slots to your account. Anybody can use this. It's a permanent change to the game. They're basically just giving everybody a free 100 shared bank slots. This is a WSSG for doing this, for giving us this coupon. This is going to make the move a lot easier to do. You can see here that in my shared bank, I activated the code, and now my shared storage, I have 550 now. I had 450, now I have 550. So that's really cool. It's going to make moving things much easier because you'll be able to put stuff into your shared bank and pull it out of the shared bank, basically. The next thing, the point number 3 we're going to go over in this list that I made is that the monster manuals do not transfer. They do not transfer. So any character that you're packing up and moving, you want to go through your monster manual and look at it before you go and pack it up and claim anything in that list of in your monster manual that you qualify for. So it's been a while since I looked at my monster manual, and I do have a lot of things that I haven't claimed, apparently. So we'll do this right now, since I need to get ready on this character to pack it up, and I'm not ready yet, right? Okay, so that's it for the aberrations, bats, and you can see here, if you qualify to get a reward, there'll be a little greenish sort of a glow. That one right there is qualified for a reward. You can see that, and it just gave me 750 mysterious remnants. Here's another one. That gave me 250 mysterious remnants. All of these are reset on the new server, unfortunately. So if you've been farming, you've tried to get yourself, maxed out on all of these over the years, unfortunately, it's going to be reset when you move. But it's something to do, right? Something to do. You can work on these. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the mastery rewards. I'm assuming they're going to get reset too, which is unfortunate. I mean, this is my account from the last, like 19 years or whatever. So there are a lot of these that I don't expect to ever refill again, right? Like, just because it's so much gameplay time to fill all these. Magefire Cannon has one there that was 250 remnants. Dragons, I did, I unlocked the dragon. 750 mysterious remnants. That means I killed 320 dragons. That seems like an insane amount of dragons. A lot of those special pets I got. Okay, there's a mudman. Okay. Satire, 750 mysterious remnants. Fire giant, yes. Okay, bugbear. Eladrim. Hobgoblin? Seems like I'd have more hobgoblins because there's so many. Same thing with kobolds. You'd think the kobolds would be completely done. Tiefling. Okay, so nothing there. Fiendish lion, no. Hellhound, no. Purple worm. Have I ever killed a purple worm? I have. Apparently I've killed 20. That just got me 250 mysterious remnants. Harpy, 750. So we're getting quite a bit of mysterious remnants here. That was 250. Quarry, really? 1,600 quarry? That seems like a crazy amount. Okay, it was 750. Rakshasa. Monstrous plants. There's so many monstrous plants in the game now. Apparently I already claimed them. Okay, drow. Good. Forge Wraiths. There's a lot of Forge Wraiths too. I have 2 Quell. This is 250. This is 750. Shadow. I think there'd be a lot more Shadow. Weep. Okay, here's 250. There's 750. Skeleton. Alright, looks like I qualify for the special creature companion pet for the Wraith. That's super cool. So there I'll activate that so we can see what it looks like. Yeah, so there's some really cool stuff in these. You want to grab it. You can see I've got a ton of mysterious remnants, and those are always super handy to have. Did we hit them all? It looks like we went through the entire launch manual. Okay. So you can see all of the various rewards. 750. It's going to be a lot of these. These things are super useful. You can buy skill tomes with them. You can buy cosmetics. You can buy potions. You can buy a lot of stuff with mysterious remnants. So definitely worth getting as many as you can. Yeah, we got quite a bit. You can see, like, we're headed up. We're almost at 7,000. We just passed 7,000. 8,500. Then there's some in this bag here too. Yeah, so looks like I got almost 10,000 mysterious remnants from doing that. Although I might have had a few in the bag already from questing. But still, that's a significant amount to get from the monster manual. So you definitely want to go through your monster manual and check to see that you get everything that you qualify for in there. And we'll take a look. That little pet should be somewhere in this stable. And it was the Wraith. There's no like search function here. I just have to actually look through these. That might be it right there. I think, I'm not sure. This is the only Wraith that I have. Is it? Oh, let's summon it. There it is. It's a tiny little Wraith. That's the only Wraith that I see, so that was the one that I just earned. But pretty cool. It looks a little bit like a Reaper. If I were to summon, like, the Grumpy Reaper. Where did that go? As I'm standing on it. Like, the difference with the Reapers is that they have, like, more pronounced faces and stuff, but very similar. Okay, so that's it for that one. Check your monster manual because they are not transferring. The next we want to talk about is to be the safest. You want to clear out, in my opinion, this is what I'm going to do. You want to clear out your shared bank and put everything onto characters. So what that means is in the shared bank here, I have to do this myself this weekend. I have 550 slots, but I'm going to move the 156 items that are in here into various character banks. Likely what I'll do is I'll start moving a lot of this stuff into my personal bank here just because I'm going to pack up this character. So like all the things like the experience stones, probably all of these potions I'll just take, and then all of the gear I'll just put it on another character, like a storage character in the character's actual character bank or in their backpack. So what I mean by that is like I'm going to basically just drag everything from my shared bank into a character bank and just fill up all the different characters I have with all the stuff that's in this shared bank. The other thing I'm going to do too is, and this is just to be completely safe when you move your character, I'm also going to go through the 1,800 items that I have here in this crafting storage and move this stuff also onto my characters in order to move it. Now, the good thing about this stuff in here is that a lot of this stuff will go into my pouches. So you can see I just grabbed those mushrooms. Well, they went into my colossal ingredients bag. So like a lot of these items that I have in here that are sitting around in the crafting storage, I can carry them on my main. And so when I pack my main up, all this stuff will move with me. And then when I'm on the new server, then I can, when I unpack, I'll just drag it into my crafting storage on the new server. I don't want to take a chance at leaving anything in these shared account bank slots just because this is years worth of stuff, right? So like I value all this stuff even though it's stuff that I may not have used in a long time. But I don't want to lose any of it. So like I'm just going to basically fill up. I just happen to have bought a colossal ingredients bag like, I don't know, a decade ago or so. And they are really good because the unique item capacity of a colossal ingredients bag is 1,000. And the stack size for a colossal ingredients bag is 10,000. I also have the huge collectibles bag that the unique item capacity is 200 and then the stack size is 1,000. I don't know if they have a colossal collectibles bag. That would be like cool. I never even thought about looking for one of those. And then I have a large gem bag, but gems I usually sell them immediately. And they're not talking about, these are the crafting gems. So like if you're going to craft, sometimes you need to use these specific gems, but like of all the things I could probably just randomly delete on my account, it probably would be these soul gems because they are for crafting very specific items in the Cannith crafting system. Like if you want to craft a like a weapon of, let's say, orc bane, you would need to have like a soul from like an orc. And I'm not really, I don't think I've crafted a bane item in over a decade. So like probably I could go through and delete some of those. Another thing that might be worth sort of like looking at, and you can see I have quite a bit of them. Another thing would be to sort of take a look and see what dragon scales I have. Yeah, see, these are all these soul gems. So, like, do I really need to keep 78 soul gems from vermin? Am I really going to make, like, a sword of rat bane? I don't think I've ever used one of those. So, like, I'm not going to worry about those. But these sort of things, these, like, diamonds, these are super important. And we can put these in an augment bag. So if you have an augment bag, you can put augments in these bags. Although you'll see this, the augment bag that I have here, this is completely full. I keep hoping that SSG gives us something to do with these augments because, you know, clearly like there's so many. But so I'm going to basically fill up my characters with all the different augments. I'm not going to do it on this character, so I'm not going to worry about that there. But since this character has a colossal ingredients bag, I can continue to like fill it with these, you know, these dragon relics and the large the devil scales, the juggernaut plates, that sort of stuff. And you can see it's not filling up my actual inventory at all. It's just filling up these bags that I have. So all of the Temple of Elemental Evil mushrooms and all this stuff. And so I'm not going to finish doing this all on camera with you guys. I'm going to have to log in for over the next few days and continue doing this on my account on Sarlona. And I actually have to do this on every account, on every server, because I have characters on all the different servers and I have stuff, you know, in the various banks. So I'm just going to load up all my tunes with all this stuff. I'm going to empty every bank that I have. And that way, when I move, I don't need to worry about anything being in the shared bank because I would have put it all already in on my characters. So that way, when I move the character and unpack it, then I can start filling up the shared bank on the new server. The other thing too that will save us from a glitch or a bug is if you were to leave stuff in your shared bank, pack up your character and then move the character. I'm not sure if the shared bank stuff is going to be moved, and if it is, what would happen if you moved and unpacked a character from two different servers onto a 64-bit server and then ran out of space for your shared bank, right? Let's say everything, would it overwrite and like dump over, give you a warning that you've overfilled it, or would it just delete the items? I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that they have like an overflow guard, but I just don't want to mess around with it and you know, like risk losing anything. So that's why I'm recommending the way that I'm doing it here, and this is what I'm going to do for my account. Obviously, it's your account is up to you how to manage it, but so this is what I'm going to do. So like that's the plan for the next couple days. I have to go through and basically empty out all of the shared storage stuff, and what that's going to allow me to do too, as I fill up all the characters I have and make bank tunes and storage characters to do the move, I'll be able probably finally to see if I have like 6 of these like Feyweave robes and I could delete the 5 and just keep 1. Like, I'm hoping that eventually on the destination server that because I will be able to finally like log in, unpack the character, put what I want in the shared bank, delete all the other stuff, and then if I'm going to keep the character, keep it. If I'm not, I'm just going to delete it. And I've sort of decided that I'm probably going to delete every character that I have not used like a tome on, or I don't have a lot of past lives on. I'm just basically going to try to delete as many tunes as I can just to sort of, you know, get my account sort of zeroed out. But so that's what I would do. To be the safest that we can possibly be. So empty out my shared storage. The other thing I'm going to empty out too, and this is another thing I would recommend to you, is to empty out this shared platinum If you're not a VIP, you can't put platinum in here unless you unlock it. But for VIPs, we can have plat in here. I think this packs up, but I don't know. So basically what I'm going to do, on every character, you're allowed to have like 4. I don't know the exact number. Right now you can see I'm at 3,300,000. I think you could have 4,289,000, somewhere around there. So like I can try to get this character close to being maxed. So I can do maybe 150, maybe. Okay, and now I should be able to do like 87,000. Okay, and now I'm really close to being at the plat cap right now. Not exactly sure what the number is though. Okay, so you can see I just hit it. We'll get you guys the exact number here. You may already know it, but see, can I add more? No, it's not letting me. Can I add one more? Yes. Can I add one more to that? No. All right, so the max plat that you're allowed to have on every character is 4,294,966. Why? I have no idea. I was hoping on the 64-bit server that they would increase this and allow us to have, like 999 million, but I mean, we'll see what happens in the future. But so basically I still have to get some platinum out of here, so I'll just put it on another character and zero this out. So basically I'm zeroing everything in the shared banks out. So all of the 32-bit servers are going to have empty shared bank, empty bank. There's not going to be anything in the crafting storage. I'm just going to have everything on the tunes. And then what I'm going to do is pack them up, right, with the pack command. Before I do that, though, this is my recommendation to you. Obviously, you guys do whatever you want. But the next thing that I would do, like, I'm going to get this ready before the 15th. So on the 15th, I can log into the new servers and then snag some of my placeholder names, right? So I don't just play Mary. Mary is my main, but I do have like 10 or 15 names for characters that I normally like to use. And so probably what I'll do is go onto the new server, Shadowdale, Thrain, and Moonsea. I already have tunes on Cormyr. I already have like a bunch of other tunes with the names that I want on Cormyr, so I don't need to do placeholder names on those servers. But probably that's what I'll do when they open the servers. I'll just log in and make, like 3 or 4 placeholder names for the names that I really want to make sure that I get on each of the servers. And then what I'll do probably is wait and do the pack command for one of my characters. So I'm not going to do this main character immediately. Probably what I'll do is go to one of the smaller servers that I have like one of my old founders guilds on, and I'll like pack that up and move it just to see how it goes. And I'll move it to whatever server. I think I'm putting tunes on every server. I'm pretty sure I'm putting the guild that's on Sarlona on Shadowdale. I think that's where my Sarlona guild is going to wind up. The Cormyr guild is staying put for now, unless something in the future changes. And, like once the move is over at the end of August, we learn that, one of the servers has all the population and one of the servers has none of the population. If I were on like the smallest, I'll probably transfer off the smallest when they allow 64 to 64-bit transfers, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So the next thing is Guild Renown Decay is being turned off by SSG from July 15th to August 31st, so it won't be necessary to refresh Guild Renown for any guild that is over level 151. So that's great. WSSG for that. So we won't have to worry about decaying Guild Renown for the rest of the summer while we move our characters around. One thing about guilds, though, is that the guild bank on the ships must be emptied out. And so, like, we'll actually go and take a look and see. And I'll show you guys. I don't have on my ship on Sarlona because basically I closed the guild down. I've only really been doing hardcore and now doing Cormyr. I don't have anything in the cargo hold, but if I did have things in the guild banks here, I would empty them out. My guild banks are always on deck 1. You guys who play with me over on Cormyr or on hardcore know that's usually where I put them. So it's super important. This stuff will not move, so we need to make sure that we empty these out. And so I'm pretty sure that I already emptied. Yeah, so this one I emptied out already. But this is something else that I need to do on all the different servers that I have a guild, is to go through and make sure that there's 0, because all of this stuff is going to be, you know, deleted if I don't empty these out when I move the guild. It looks like I did empty these out already, right? So that's good, although I'm not sure about this particular Officer Trust 2, might still have stuff in it. No, I emptied this one out too. Yeah, alright, so that's great. So I'm ready to go with my guild ship, and so something that is important to know about that is that guild ranks are not transferred, so anybody who's in your guild will need to be re-ranked. So once they appear on the new server and they unpack their character, they'll be added to the guild as long as you are already on the server. So let's say you're moving to Shadowdale, you're the guild master of a guild. You pack up, you move the character, you do the transfer. Now you're on Shadowdale, you unpack, and now you've got the guild on Shadowdale. Well, anybody else moving to Shadowdale who was in your guild, when they unpack, they will be added to the roster. However, they'll be added as a member, so you will have to re-rank them as an officer or re-rank them as the successor or whatever. We only have the 2 ranks in DDO, so it's not like it's going to be a huge deal. But you know, if you have a lot of like people who are ranked, you will have some work to do as a guild master once the move occurs, because you'll have to re-rank everyone, and it'll probably start conversations on who wants to be an officer, who doesn't want to be an officer. Some people love it, some people don't like it, so like that'll be a thing that's up to you guys. But this is a really important thing here regarding guilds. So once you have your guild master, and you are ready to move your guild and you pack up, you do the pack command, so /pack, right, and you get ready to move. You do not want to go to this guild tab and type in create guild. Like, I wouldn't even open the social tab at all once you're packed up, because if you accidentally go into this tab and click create guild while you're packed up with your guild will be deleted. So that's something that they've said in the warnings. Do not create a new guild during the pack command duration. Do not go to the guild tab and select create a guild while you have the guild packed up, or your existing guild will be deleted. And that means all of the time and money and ranks that you got buying everything for the guild, like everything would be deleted, and you would be basically reset on a fresh guild with nothing. So you'd have to not only re-rank it up, but you'd have to repurchase everything for it. So it's really important to understand that and to not do that. That would be a huge L if you did, because you'd lose everything. So once you pack up, Don't even go to that guild tab. Don't mess around with making a guild. And don't accidentally forget if you packed up a character, right? Like, make sure that you keep track of who you have packed up. Something else that they're giving us for guild masters, this is really good because guild cosmetics are not transferring. So what this means is you can see, like, around the ship, my ship is colored red because I bought all the red paint for my ship. So if I go to the top deck, you can see all of the deck is like a dark red. The bands are red. The other, I'm not exactly sure. You can see that all this, like, basically I just hit this everything with red paint. Well, they're giving us codes in order to claim the color, and I will have these in the video description. Basically, the airship ring, the airship hull, the airship stain, and the airship sail dye will all be given out for free to guild masters. I think anybody can claim these coupon codes. They're coupon codes. You punch them in, and then you'll get a copy of the paint to do on your guild ship ring, your guild ship hull, the deck stain, and then the sails. So you'll be able to recolor your ship on the new server. I bought all of those on Sarlona, so like I think it's a W from SSG to give us those to allow, you know, us to keep the colors that we bought. That's great since the colors are not transferring themselves, right? So that's really good. I appreciate that. If you're a guild member and you move before the guild and the guild master, you will not be added to the guild until the guild master and the guild move to the server. And once the guild and the guild master move to the server, you will again have to type the command unpack, transfer unpack, to rejoin your guild. This can be found, these instructions can be found on the DDO website. I'll attach the link in the description below. You have to run the unpack command you can run the unpack command as many times as needed. So, you know, if you run it in the guild and your guild master and the guild aren't there yet, and you run unpack, you're not in the guild, and then the next day you see your guild master and the guild there, you can just run the unpack command again, and that should put you in the guild. I don't know at all what will happen if you are added to the guild by the guild master and then you do the unpack command. I don't know if that would break the game or not, but we'll see. The next thing to talk about for this move that's really important are the pets. Pets, we're all going to, they're all going to be packed up and moved. However, the thing that is important to understand is if you have any pets that are named, what's going to happen is there is an issue where if you move a character that has a bunch of pets and you unpack and that pet has a custom name, the first name, whatever it is, won't be overwritten by any other pets of the same type that you unpack later that have a different name. So what that means is if you take, like, let's say you have a character on Argo and a character on Sarlona, and they are trying to move that little, the little crab here, and you custom named that crab Larry, right? You named it Larry on Sarlona and SpongeBob on Argo. If you move Sarlona first and you unpack on Cormyr, it's going to be Larry. If you then move Argo to Cormyr and unpack, SpongeBob won't be written into that list. It'll stay Larry. So in other words, it just takes the first name that you write there, and then it does not overwrite it with any others that you write into it. So in order to deal with that bug, they are giving out yet another coupon code for us that will allow us to rename pets, and I'll have a link for that coupon code for you guys as well in the description below. And that will allow you to, gives you basically a free rename for a certain number of pets that you have. So that's really great. If you have a pet that gets the wrong name and you want to rename it, they're giving us a few free renames. Something else to keep in mind that is not going to transfer are friends lists and ignore lists, right? So if you go through, if you have like a lot of friends in your friends list, this is gone. So you want to actually make, if you have a friends list that you want to preserve, you actually want to make, like, write these down so you can keep it and then refriend them on the new server if they wind up on the new server where you are. But the other thing too is the ignore list. So if you have like an in-game nemesis that you've had on ignore for the last 12 years, that is no longer going to be the case. You're going to have to re-ignore the person or on the new server if they go to the same server that you did. But hopefully, you know, I mean, some of our ignores are like, some of my ignores are from a decade ago, so who knows if those people even play. But, you know, that's just something to keep in mind. The friends list and the ignore list are not transferring. The next thing to talk about is 64 to 64-bit transfer. So let's say you wind up on a server and it's not the correct one. You went to Shadowdale, but now you want to be on Thrain because that's where your guild is raiding, or you want to be on Moonsea because that's where all your friends are, and you want to move or you want to come to Cormyr. You thought Thrain would be a different vibe, but it's not. So now you want to go to Cormyr. They will be turning on the 64 to 64-bit server transfers later. It's not going to be on during the summer. They will not be turned on until sometime in September, probably. They'll announce, SSG will enable a period of free transfers between the 64-bit games world sometime after August 31st. They'll announce when. Players will also be able to transfer from Cormyr to Moonsea. I'm not exactly sure if they're going to limit which 64-bit to which 64-bit. It may just be like all the USA servers, and then the Moonsea itself may be only, you may only be able, this is something to keep in mind, you may only be able to get to Moonsea now. They may enable transfers from Cormyr to Moonsea, but I'm not sure if it's going to be all the US 64-bit servers to Moonsea because it's in the EU. It's a different data center. I'm not sure if they have to do something different in order to get the transfers to work there, if it costs them more money. I don't exactly know the details of it, but it's something to keep in mind that if you want to go to the EU server, you should probably plan to do that now, like when on the 15th, and then for the rest of the summer while you're moving your stuff, while it's easy to do that, because in the future it might not be easy to get to the EU server from the United States. So that's something that you want to consider. As far as the US servers, Cormyr, Shadowdale, and Thrain, the transfers between them are probably going to be no problem and opened at some time in September. We'll just have to see. Hopefully, SSG's been doing a stellar job at dealing with all of like the details and trying to mitigate any potential problems that would happen. So, I guess the last sort of the last message that I would give you guys is that, you know, the game is all about having fun. If there's any stress or I would just say, you know, like, it's worth taking a breath and being patient, because my experience in the Lotro move was that at the end of it all, everything worked 100% great. I had no issues. Everything was fine. During the actual move was a little bit frustrating because I couldn't log in and play. My character wasn't moved. Like, I put in the transfer, my character disappeared, and then I couldn't see it on the new server where I was moving to. The server that I moved to turned out to be like flooded by everybody. Everybody wanted to move there. And then for a while they shut off servers to that server because they were trying to get people to log into the other servers. So we'll see, like, if we've got 95% of the population of DDO wanting to go to Thrain, for example. We'll see what will happen if they turn it off temporarily to try to get more people to go to Cormyr, Shadowdale, and Moonsea. It may be that everybody tries to just go everywhere. It seems like when I've talked to people, there's sort of like a healthy mix of people going to all the different servers. I haven't heard one server over another more than any others. As a matter of fact, I think Moonsea, Shadowdale, and Thrain all like are neck and neck. It's Cormyr really is getting the least amount of people talking about moving to it, which makes me kind of nervous. I'm hoping that doesn't mean that, you know, nobody's going to move to Cormyr, but we'll see. We'll see what happens once the new servers get onto the DDO audit. We'll see what the populations actually look like in real time. It's a great app. If you go to the DDO audit website, we'll be able to see. And then I'm sure SSG will let us know if one of the servers is popping off more than the others, if they decide that they need to, you know, like slow down transfers to it by turning that particular server off for a few days, which I sort of expect that they will do, especially if, you know, initially you get like 5,000 people trying to jump onto like Thrain, for example. They may just turn it off for a few days to encourage people to do transfers to, you know, Shadowdale, Cormyr, and Moonsea. It seems like a lot of people are going to Moonsea, so that is very good. It's sort of bad from the sense of like a lot of people who I consider friends in game are probably going to be playing on the Europe server, and I might not see them again until there's another hardcore, and that's sort of sad, right? Because there are a lot of people on Cormyr now that I think are gonna move to Moonsea. So I did do a ping test. My ping on Sarlona is usually around 25. My ping on the Las Vegas servers, Cormyr, Thrain, and Shadowdale, it's about 89, 85 to 89. And then my ping to the Netherlands, where they're hosting Moonsea, I did a test server because I have Lotro characters. I did a test and my ping was 100. So it's really not that different than Vegas for me to play on EU. So for some reason, the EU server became like the biggest server out there. I technically could play on it. So like we'll see how everything's going to land. But like I said, right now, my plan is I'm staying on Cormyr with the Cormyr guild that I have, the Lantern guild that we did the event there. And then this guild, my main, and this guild that's on Sarlona, which is really all that I have on Sarlona except for some stuff. You know, like all of these characters are mine. Basically, these are all my characters, and they're all storage tuned. So like I need to move them all at some point. Some of them I'm probably actually not even going to move as long as they're empty. I'll just leave them as long as they don't have tomes and they don't have backpacks full of stuff. Then I might just let them be deleted when the server is shut off. But I'm going to move all of the ones that are important, and then this guild probably to Shadowdale. Probably that's the plan, just because the rest of Sarlona is going to Shadowdale. So I'm going to stay. I mean, I know all these people on Sarlona. I've run here since the game's opened, and I beta tested on Sarlona.
Oh yeah. Tell me where the treasure's hid. I heard there is a dragon and a wizard. It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play, baby, let's play. Mountain swarm, a raging storm. What adventure awaits a hero's fate? It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play. Let's play. Baby, let's play. Where's the treasure? Mary, hey la la la, hey la 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 la.
Yep, I'm coming through, ain't no stopping me. Got the mic in my hand, set the stage on fire, watch me. I got the rhymes that'll make you move, make you groove. Yeah, I'm the real deal, the one you can't outdo. Oh yeah. Yep, that's how it goes. When I step on the mic, everybody knows. Yep, I'm in control, I'll bring the heat, baby, watch me explode. Oh yeah.
Tell me where the treasure's hid. I heard there's a dragon and a wizard. It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play, baby, let's play. Oh, monster swarm, a raging storm. What adventure awaits a hero's fate? It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play. Let's play, baby, let's play. Oh, monster swarm, a raging storm. What adventure awaits a hero's fate? It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play.
Hey la la, hey la 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 la. Yep, I'm coming through, ain't no stopping me. Got the mic in my hand, set the stage on fire. Watch me. I got the rhymes that'll make you move, make you groove. Yeah, I'm the real deal, the one you can't outdo. Oh yeah. Yep, that's how it goes. When I step on the mic, everybody knows. Yep, I'm in control, I bring the heat, baby, watch me explode. Oh yeah.
Tell me where the treasure's hid. I heard there's a dragon and a wizard. It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play, baby, let's play. Oh, monster swarm, a raging storm. What adventure awaits a hero's fate? It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play. Let's play, baby, let's play. Monster swarm, a raging storm. What adventure awaits a hero's fate? It's what we love about video games, the most fun ever. Baby, let's play.